All right, I'm hearing this morning, Kristine. Dak Prescott exposed. Cowboy quarterback exposed. What? Milli Vanilli were exposed. They couldn't sing. They faked like they could sing. Milli Vanilli was exposed. Bernie Madoff was exposed. Yes, we're in a recession, and I'm creating 27% returns that don't really exist. That's being exposed. If you're a con man, you're being exposed. Dak Prescott wasn't exposed. Dak Prescott was overwhelmed. There's a big difference. Denver, at home, those corners, Von Miller, that's maybe the best defense in the NFL. Okay? If your defense has a nickname, I mean, the NFL's always been about offensive stars. It's always been about quarterbacks. When your defense has a nickname, the no-fly zone, the steel curtain, the Legion of Boom, yeah, you're pretty good. Here's Dak Prescott since he broke into the league. Against everybody in the league, he completes 72% of his throws. If you want to know who got exposed, it's Dez Bryant. When he targets Dez, he completes 48% of his throws. If you want to know who got exposed, it ain't Dak Prescott. It's Dez Bryant, who can't get open anymore. This Denver defense humiliated Cam Newton, the MVP in the Super Bowl. They have crushed and owned Tom Brady for years. You do get that Brady beats everybody in the NFL except Denver, where he's 7-9. The last 3 times Tom Brady has faced this Denver defense, his passer rating is barely above 70, and he completes 51% of his throws. Dak was not exposed. Enron was exposed. WorldCom, remember them? They were exposed. Netflix isn't exposing broadcast networks. Netflix is a really, really good business that offers binge watching to people who want that. That's not exposing anything. The networks still make a lot of money. Listen, Dak Prescott's still a baby. Second year, like Goff. Did you see Goff yesterday, end of the game against Washington? You see that throw? Carson Wentz is really good. You see him at the end of last year? Some of those throws, young people aren't being exposed. Goff, Wentz, and Dak all have really, really nice talent. But Dak Prescott, he struggles against Denver and mostly when he faces the New York Giants. You do realize the Broncos have led the NFL the last 2 years in pass defense. And also, Dallas bailed on their running game and then fell behind and gave Zeke only 4 carries in the first half. That ain't getting exposed. It's getting overwhelmed. It's getting crushed. Von Miller of the Broncos was in the backfield virtually every play. If the Dallas backfield was an apartment complex, Von Miller was squatting. He was living rent-free. They couldn't keep him out of the backfield. There is a massive difference, folks, between being exposed, which means you're a con, which means you don't have talent, which means you're fooling people. Dak Prescott isn't fooling anybody. Like a lot of quarterbacks named Tom Brady, and like a lot of young quarterbacks, he met something great and wasn't quite ready for the challenge. And as much of this is on Zeke quitting and Dez incapable against elite corners of separation. If you're looking for people getting exposed, that's where it is. It's not on Dak, who is still a terrific young quarterback with a bright future. Let me shift gears to this. Sometimes we get hypnotized. Something is so dramatic, so amazing, so beautiful, we just can't take our eyes off it. So talented. You've watched these singing shows. You ever gone to Cirque du Soleil or any of those shows?
Cirque du Soleil. Mm-hmm.
And you can't keep, you don't even know what's going on. You can't take your eyes off the person hanging, swinging. This is what happens sometimes with talent. And, I've said this before about Twitter. Because celebrities hang out on Twitter, it makes Twitter feel much bigger than it is. Twitter's an ant compared to Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft. But because celebrities hang out on Twitter, kind of hypnotized. Ooh, what did that celebrity say? What did Justin Timberlake say? What did Leonardo DiCaprio say? What did Kanye West say? What did Kim Kardashian say? Ooh, Twitter, ooh, it's tiny. Facebook's a monster. Aaron Rodgers has this quality, and I get fooled too. Aaron Rodgers is so gifted. He doesn't even look like other quarterbacks. The ball kind of like, it's like a seed. You squeeze it, and the ball just out of his arm. Dan Marino used to be like that. When Dan Marino let go of the ball, it didn't look like other quarterbacks, not even good guys like Elway. I mean, when Aaron Rodgers lets go of the ball, it doesn't even look like Tom Brady or Big Ben or Drew Brees. It just kind of, it's a rocket ship. But if you really look at beyond Aaron Rodgers, take the 4 best defenses in the NFL, Denver, Baltimore, Giants, Seattle, maybe Kansas City. How many Packers would start on those defenses? Look at Atlanta's offensive talent, or the Steelers, or Dallas, or the Raiders, or Tampa, or the Eagles, or the Chiefs. How many Packers would start on that offense? Now, I don't want to give Atlanta too much credit or crush Green Bay too much because Jordy Nelson was out early and they were missing both tackles. And I picked Atlanta to win because it was a very tough spot for the Packers. But Green Bay has faced Atlanta 3 straight times, and Atlanta's averaging 37 points. There's a reason. Because we are mesmerized and hypnotized by the talent of Aaron Rodgers. You do realize Green Bay, take them out of Lambeau last 6 years, 500 team. You do realize when Green Bay faces a decent offense on the road and they get into a shootout, they're 4-22. Look it up. I did. If you score 28 or more against Green Bay on the road, they're bad. The eye test matters. It's not everything, but it matters. Green Bay athletically is not elite. And Rodgers is such a megastar who looks different when he throws the ball. I get fooled too. I had him as the best team in the league. Then I watched Seattle and thought, oh, yeah, what am I doing? Green Bay's defense is still average. Listen, Green Bay literally doesn't have a running back. They had the entire offense to get a running back. They're the only NFL team with an interim running back. And I got fooled too. But that CBS show, The Big Bang Theory, what if you took Sheldon off it? There'd be a lot of forgettable people that were on sitcoms you didn't watch.
Hey, Kaylee Cuoco's awesome.
But in the end, let's remember what Green Bay is. One transformational, generational, all-time talent. Get them out of Lambeau, get them in a shootout, facing an elite D or O. Green Bay's often, that's the result.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.